Hello. Didn't have to wait long. Well, I did. You didn't. Ace McAllister. Anyway, today I'm going to play less hands. I'm going to try and not play as many. Also, I'm not going to try and bluff today. Just small bluffs. Or just... not really bluffs. Just call them like bets. Not... maybe... I don't know. I just won't try and bluff for every fucking thing I have. The last time I did, I got called. Someone called me with not even top pair, second pair. So I'm not going to bluff at this. It's only $1. That comes into effect of how people play. If they were playing for more than $1, I'm sure they wouldn't call all their chips for second pair. But in this game, people, if they hit one pair of faces, they'll call. So it's best to have a proper hand instead of... probably good. Ace King's good. If you hit an ace and they haven't hit two pair on you, you're in a good state. Or if you hit an ace with two pair, you're in a good state since they like aces. He's thinking about putting a bet in. Bottom pair. 2 to 1 or 2.5 to 1. 2 3/4 to 1. Odds. And I have position in a way. As in I get to check and see what he does. Now he's giving me even more odds. What am I getting? 4.5. Or 4 3/4 again. See if he bets again. He's made it a little bit more. Is he a bluffer though? Is he a bluffer or is he just trying to get me? He put a bet when a jack came. He put a bet when that came. I want to call in a way. Unless he's hit a 4. He's betting a bit strong. This bet on the end makes me want to call and I'm getting odds. Plus, we'll get to see what he has, so that's another good reason to call. He had a pocket pair of 9s. Well, there you go. That was another reason to call, just to see what he had. He had a pair of 9s. So he didn't hit any of the board. So in that sense, I was correct. He didn't hit none of it. I guess I can feel good about that. But he had a pair of 9s. Why not? Well, I was getting... he put 80 and there's 310 in the middle. Was there 310 and he put 80? If so, I'm getting 3 and about the 3/4 again. Why do these people give me odds? I've got no reason to call. I hit a piece of it last time. I could have hit an ace or a 2. Got 2 pair or 3 2s. And at the end, well, I didn't know if he was a bluffer or not. His bet just looked weak. He bet 40, and then he bets 80. He looked weak. I suppose I could have raised and he might have folded his 9s. But then again, maybe he wouldn't have. I didn't look like I had hit shit all either, so. That's not a bad flop. Backdoor flush and a pair of jacks. Check, check. They looked weak on their checks. This guy didn't look as weak. I'll call him. I have position on him. Check, check, bet, call, raise. What's he raising with? A jack? Maybe he's got a set. It looked like he checked, he was waiting for a bet, and now there's two people in it, he wants to get rid of us. Doesn't really look like a bluff, it looks like he doesn't want no one drawing to a flush draw. I could call and represent, but I can't really do much in a $1. If it's more than $1, maybe I could call. If a spade hits, I can represent the spade. If a diamond comes, I have my shitty jack-high flush draw. If a jack comes, I've hit 3 jacks, although he might have a jack. If a 5 comes, 2 pair. Just because it's $1, I don't really want to play too much. Shame. It limits my game, because I keep thinking it's $1 and they're just going to call me with anything. So we're just going to play the cards. And the people. I'll try and make sense of what they do. But no big plays like calling to hit a flush or the spade and make play at them. None of that shit. Because it will just end up badly for me. All the times. Bad. $1 you need to be solid. Like a little rock or a little pebble. A strong little pebble. As these pieces of whatever you want to call them smash against you. And you can try bulging your pebble up to look big. And they'll just fly at you anyway. The only time you can bet them off is when they have nothing. On the river, about the only time. On the river when they have nothing. That's the only time you can bet them off. If they've still got cards they can draw to, they'll probably keep calling you and especially, I think it's the lower you go in money, the harder it is to bluff. The more cards you need. Yeah, why not? My plan of not playing many cards is going well. I've hit a 6. Let's see what he does. Let's think about pocket pairs. That's not a scary board. I think I'll raise him. I could call and see what he does. That's good. Now I'll bet. 350 in the middle. He's bet me 140. I'll raise it up to 450. He looked weak on the flop as well. I'm guessing he had 2 high cards. Or maybe he did have a pair and he just missed. I like having reverse position as well. There was this hand with Mineri and someone. Well, it was a Poker After Dark, and Mineri was in it, and I think it was someone. And it was pre-flop, but Mineri was on the dealer button, and it would have been better if he wasn't. But then again, it's pre-flop, so he would have acted last pre-flop. So maybe not. But if he had the dealer button and he acted in the same way he did without the dealer button, I think it was. No. Someone bet, and he had this hand. Oh no, this one bet, but he didn't go all in. And then Mineri just said, all in. But if he had reverse position, what he could have done was just call, then go in on the flop, regardless. That makes not much sense, but that's one way you could do it. If you had reverse position, because he couldn't call, because if he called, then that one would do that. And that's where reverse position comes in good, because you're first to act. So if you're first to act, you can just call pre-flop, regardless of what cards come, or the cards can make your decision for you. Just push all in, and they'll probably fold if they've hit none of it. rather than if he goes all in, because it was obvious if you go all in he's going to call you, but if you just call then go all in, if he's completely missed he'll probably fold unless he's got some pocket pair or some backdoor flush or straight or something. But he was going to go all in anyway, so that's one scenario where reverse position comes in handy. You're first to act, but usually it's better to have position because they're first to act, so you get to see what they do. But in some cases it's good, like say this one bets on the flop and there's 2 spades, then a spade comes and I go all in, my position comes in handy. Unless they think I'm not going to do that with a spade, or they're playing a $1 sit and go and they have an ace high, then they'll call.